Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode. I feel like this episode is a long time coming. Like I should have recorded this in 2021 when I started this podcast. That's how I really feel. And a lot of you are going to get up in your feelings when I start this episode, but stay with me because it will all make sense. So I'm going to just put it out there. Companies do not care about your experience. They care about results. I don't care who doesn't agree, who wants to argue. Companies do not care about experience. They care about results. And I know it doesn't seem that way, especially when a job description says you need 2 years experience and a degree. Because it's like, Adele, why would they put that if that's not what they want? The truth is they believe the person with those credentials. So the person who's got 2 years experience and a degree is going to be able to give them the results that they want. This is why we have interviews. Because if all they cared about was experience, you would just send your CV with the 2 years experience and you would literally get the job with no interview. The reason they interview and the reason why there are people with 10 years experience that lose the job to people with a year or 2 years experience is because sometimes the person with 10 years experience cannot articulate why the experience they do have can deliver the company the results they want. Let me go back a little bit, because when I'm talking about results, what I mean is companies want to know that you are going to help impact their bottom line. It's as simple as that. Companies need to be profitable. They need to make money. Even something as simple as being in education, in schools, they need to get a good Ofsted rating. They need to know that your teaching skills, your childcare abilities are going to help them get an outstanding or at least a good. They don't want to be satisfactory or inadequate. So even in education, it might not be physical financial money, but money for them is their Ofsted rating. Parents are not going to bring their children to an inadequate school. Your school will get shut down if it is awful. Your nursery will get shut down if it's awful. So money for them is the sense of like the grading of their school. All other companies, bar 1 or 2, are trying to be profitable. If they are not profitable, they cannot exist and they will have to shut their companies down. They need to know that your skill, whatever it is going to help them make money, save money, improve their reputation, improve their brand reach, make people basically bring in new customers, retain the current customers, make current customers want to buy more from them, to stay with them because they like you. They need you to have a quality that influences one of those things. I talk about this all the time because if you don't influence one of these things, they're not going to keep you around for very long. You have to. It doesn't matter what your job is. I don't care if you're a customer service assistant. I don't care if you're a PA. I don't care if you are a janitor, a checkout person, the CEO, the VP. Like, I don't care. Every job is making a company money or saving them money. It's doing something for them. It's making their customers happy. If you're a personal assistant, if you're the PA, you're freeing up their time so that they can make more time for business priorities and make the company more money. So that is how you impact the bottom line. You literally free up your boss's time so he can then make the company more money or she can make the company more money. It doesn't matter what your role is important. Every position in a company is important. But if you cannot articulate that, if you cannot show them how your experience is important, they're not going to give you the job. This is why I work with people who've got 6 months experience and they're getting insane pay rises, 20, 30K. And I work with people with 0 experience that are changing industries, getting promoted, making a crap load of money with no experience, simply selling their transferable skills. Because why? They are able to articulate how those transferable skills will give the company the result they want. And this is why I'm saying to you, your experience don't matter. Nobody cares. How many of you have been in the same industry 5, 10 years and are still struggling to get the money that you know you deserve? And then you meet people who have got like a year's experience, 6 months experience, and are already where you're at, already earning the same money as you, if not more. It's because, like I said, companies don't care about experience. They care about whether you can deliver the result. And when you are interviewed, The only way you can articulate that is by showing them that your skills are going to be valuable to them. Showing them that your contribution will benefit them is how you land jobs, is how you land pay rises. One of my recent clients is in the public sector. And we all know public sector jobs have really strict salary bands. Like, this is the salary, you have to, like, set salary grading. Like, this is the salary, this is the grade you're at. Because based on your experience and your qualifications, and you can't move up until you either get more experience or another qualification. You know how it goes. Yet my current client just jumped 2 salary bands in the public sector. She did not get any more experience and she did not get any more qualifications. Why did she jump 2 bands? Because she has learned to articulate her value, and now these people do not want to lose her. And instead of saying to her, oh, it's not in the budget, they're like, oh, hell no, we're not losing you. She's like, I'm giving my notice. It's as simple as that. Because sometimes you need to let people know you're worth more and you're removing yourself. That's exactly what she did. And they didn't just jump her 1 salary band, they jumped her 2. I thought salary bands weren't movable in the public sector. She is not the only person I've helped do this. I've even helped myself do this. Do you know how many times I've been told, I'm really sorry, I'd love to give you a pay rise, but I can't move the salary band. Cool, then I'm leaving. Shall I tell you why? Because it's going to cost you more to advertise for someone new, interview them, and then train them when you've already got me and could just bump up my salary. That's crazy. Companies don't want to lose money. They do not want to lose good talent either. If you know you are good talent, if you are the person they're like, oh my gosh, when you was off, all these things went wrong, always being praised, always being needed, like, oh my gosh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with it? You are valuable. And you need to turn that value into money. But before you can do that, you need to understand what that value is. You need to be able to communicate the results that you are delivering. Why are people always coming to you? Why do people always need you? What is it that you're doing? Because you are literally providing them with the result they want. What is it that your company does? Just think about what your company does. What do they want most? If you work in travel, they want people to book holidays. If you're like me in human resources, as a HR person or a recruitment person, they want to know, how much money have I saved by not going over budget with staff salaries? How many good staff, what is the quality of the staff that I have employed? Do they stay? Are they still here 2 years down the line? Like, do I get quality staff in the seats? Is my recruitment process so good? The recruitment process that I've created and my partnership with the managers, is it so good that we are getting the top talent, and therefore that is impacting their bottom line? They are now making more money because I am helping them recruit the top talent. When I am looking for my results, I'm going to talk about, well, you know, that new person that you've had and they've helped make this much money, or they've done this, and they've helped our company get an award. I recruited them. I found them. I did the interview. I made the offer. I also saved you money because I negotiated with them so they didn't end up with the top end of the salary. Know the results you can deliver, and then listen, you can transfer those results to any industry. I recently made a slight industry shift, and I sold the fact that the results I used to get in recruitment and HR. I've saved companies, I saved one of my companies 1.3 million. I can do the same for you. How did I do it? I'm a problem solver. How did I do it? I'm so good at communicating with people at all different levels that it's easy for me to influence people. It's easy for people to buy into what I'm bringing. So if I have a project on, even if I have to suddenly change something and the deadlines change, I can motivate my team to be like, guys, I know this ain't great, but let's do it, because I'm a really good communicator. You want that in your company. I don't care what your company does. You want that. You want someone like me on your team. That's what it is. Are you able to communicate why they want someone like you on their team? We worry so much. We won't apply for jobs because it says 2 years experience and we only have 1. And actually, that 1 year could have got you the job if you were able to communicate the results that 1 year's experience has helped you deliver. Like I said, companies only ask for a certain level of experience because they believe that the people with those credentials can get the job done. If experience mattered, why are so many of you got 5, 10 years experience and are still not getting the job offers you want? You literally are exactly what they asked for on paper. I've worked with so many women who are like, I don't understand. This job should have been mine. I've got the 5 years experience they wanted. Furthermore, I've got more than that. I've managed teams that they wanted. They want someone who's managed at least 10 people. I've managed 30 people. Why am I not getting the offers? Because you cannot communicate your results. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know that recently I had a client who wanted to change industry. She has 0 experience. Yet she has started booking interviews for double her salary. She is booking 80K interviews and she is on just under 40K. Double her salary. with no experience. Now, she does have a qualification. She has a degree in business and she's trying to get into the business analyst, project management, that side of the world. Like, that's what she's trying to get into. And you're probably thinking, oh, yeah, her degree's probably helping her. No, because for a year before she even met me, she had that degree. She's had that degree for years and it hasn't helped her. Nobody was shortlisting her. And the 2 interviews she did book, she didn't even get past first stage. Why? Because the degree isn't going to show the company that you can produce the results. You have to communicate that. How is having that degree going to help them get the result they want? How is you having the degree going to help them? How is you having the experience going to help them? How is you having a certain skill set going to help them? Results are all companies care about because results for them equal profit. And profit is how they stay in business. Let's be real. These companies aren't doing things out of the goodness of their heart. A few of them are, don't get me wrong, but majority of them are out here to make money. They're out here to make a profit. When they see us, they see pound signs, they see dollar signs, they see money. So if you can't talk money, because that's literally what it is. When we are selling a result, we are talking money in their ears. When they hear that, they are ready to throw it all at us. They are ready to give it to us. I've changed industry twice. The way I left childcare and got into human resources because I sold results. I sold a skill set that I knew that they would want. I was like, well, recruiters need to have these skill sets. Which ones of those do I have? Okay, I have this, this, and this. That's what I'm selling. You want me on your team because I have X, Y, Z. My client is booking interviews, paying double her salary with no experience because experience doesn't matter. And I'm not saying no experience matter. You have to have some type of experience, but it doesn't have to be direct experience. Companies care more about results than they do experience. If you've got 2 years experience like they're looking for and you can communicate the results that they're looking for, you will get the job offer. If you've got 10 years experience and you cannot communicate how those 10 years experience will help them, you will not get the offer. So if you're out here now and you are struggling to get offers, you're getting interviews because on paper you look perfect, but you are unable to communicate why you are perfect, that is why you are not getting the office. Because you're so focused on, they're asking you questions. You're like, well, I've got 12 years experience. Okay, we've interviewed 3 other people today that also have like 10, 11 years experience. How do you stand out? You stand out by talking about the results you deliver. You stand out by talking about your specific skill set. You stand out by showing your personality. You cannot stand out with experience alone. Because again, I bring it back to this. If all you needed was the experience that they're asking for, why do they even do interviews? If 5 of us show up and we've all got more than 2 years experience, why did I get the job and you didn't? Why did you get the job and I didn't? It's going to come down to, did I communicate the result? Am I a fit for the team? Without that part, you are going to be going to hundreds and hundreds of interviews without offers. You are going to be trying to negotiate bigger and bigger salaries with no luck. You are going to feel disheartened and feel like you are no good when actually it's nothing to do with you. You are great. You are amazing. If no one told you that today, you are great at what you do. You are just not great at selling what you do. You are just not great at communicating how what you do can give someone else a result. You are so focused on maybe being humble and not bragging, because bragging, as you've been told, is a bad thing, that you're not showing up at these interviews and putting your best foot forward. Because when you show up at interview, they don't know you. Humble is not going to get you the job. You have to brag about yourself. Once you believe it, they believe it. But you have to understand how to articulate it for them to believe it. Sometimes we know it in our head, like we know that we deliver a result. We know that no one's going to employ us just to employ us, but we're not able to articulate what that result is, why that result matters, why me being a problem solver matters to a company. Me just saying, oh, I'm good at problem solving, and explain how that helps me. I have to be able to articulate it for them. I have to literally be able to connect the dots and walk them through why I should be on their team. So if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, I don't have enough experience, that's why I'm not getting the money I want. I don't have enough experience, that's why I'm not getting the positions I want. I'm here to tell you the reason you are not getting the positions you want is you are not communicating the results that you can help them get. There is no way so many women I've worked with, there is no way me, myself, have been able to change industry with 0 experience. When I left childcare, all I'd ever done was childcare. I'd only ever worked in nurseries. I'd only ever worked in schools. I'd only ever worked in education. Yet I was able to land a recruitment job. I was then able to land a HR and training job. And within 2 years, I was in management. But 2 years prior to that, I had 0 experience. When I landed my first 2 job offers, I had 0 experience. I sold potential, that's the first thing. And I sold my skills because I knew those skills could produce a result. And that's what I told them. I told them, like, these are my skills. And if you hire me, I'll be able to do X, Y, Z. I didn't know I was going to be able to do that thing, but I thought I would. And then when I got there, I tried my best to do the thing that I said I would. If experience was all that matters, we'd all be getting the offers and money we wanted. If experience was all that matters, nobody, and I mean nobody, would be able to change industry. If experience was all that matters, not one of us would have got our first job. Because I know when I left school, I had zero experience. Someone had to give me a chance. Someone had to give me my first job. When I change industry now, I'm not starting from zero because I have experience. Not in that industry, but I have a world of experience. I have job experience, job knowledge, people politics, corporate world. I have all that experience. It may not be direct experience in your industry, but trust me, I know that I'm going to be able to transfer and bring something over with me. I'm not starting at zero. I'm starting from a place of experience, even if it's not direct experience. And that experience, I can communicate as a result. And that's what it is. It's not that you don't have experience. It's not even that experience doesn't matter. It's that how does the experience create a result? Speak about your experience in terms of results and watch everything in your career change. Stop saying you've got 12 years experience. Start saying what you've achieved in those 12 years, what results have happened, what companies have benefited from you during those 12 years. And I promise you, not only will you be able to change industry if that's what you want, get promoted if that's what you want, the money in your bank will start to change. You will start to earn more because you will realize that you are selling a result. The day I stopped selling experience was the day I started earning more money. The day I stopped selling experience was the moment I started negotiating full-time money and working part-time hours. I started negotiating dividends, shares in companies. I started negotiating less hours. I started negotiating way more annual leave, like 40 days annual leave. How have you got 40 days annual leave, Adele? You don't work in the education sector no more. You're in HR. Because I started selling results. I'm not showing up and telling you what experience I've got, but I'm telling you how I've saved you some money. And because of that, I now want some extra annual leave. I'm now letting you know that if you want to keep me and you want someone like me to continue to deliver results, then these are the things I'm going to need. So I'll say it one more time. Companies do not care about your experience. They care about the results that you can deliver. If you are trying to change industry, start looking at the results that you have previously delivered. Start looking at your skills and how they will connect to the new job and be able to deliver the results that that new job is looking for, that new industry is looking for. Results matter, people. Companies want profit. So I want you to really stay focused on the fact that I don't care what job you do, you are delivering a result to a company or you would not be employed. They do not hire you out of the goodness of their heart. They hire you because you are producing a result for them. If you can't figure out what those results are, reach out. This is what I do. This is what I help my clients do in Create Your Own Lane. We literally look at what they specifically do, how they can communicate it, what makes them feel confident about what they can do. And then we use that and go and hit out a new industry. We go and ask for more money. If you want to know more about CYOL, book a call with me. Let's have a chat. Let's see if we're a good fit. Let's see if we can work together and what it is you need help with. Head over to my Instagram, click the link in my bio. Also, you can scroll down in the show notes because I know that Florence, my amazing podcast manager, would have put it in the show notes where you can just click, head over to my website and book yourself a call. Remember, guys, companies care less about experience and more about results. So start selling the shit out of those results. I'll see you in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening and see you next time.